when I came to you with this script,
Oh God.
what first of all, what did you think of it when you read it, and why did you agree that you would come and do this movie?
Characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I love.
They're
Mikey and
juicy.
Charlie.
They're juicy.
Yeah.
Too
characters-
juicy, probably.
No, just juicy.
Nothing's
too juicy.
All these characters through the whole film, as I rewatched it, every single character has their own start, middle, end, plot twist, secret reveal, backstory, which I don't necessarily think is a good thing, but it certainly makes the House of Violent Desire unique.
I tell you, I watched it with, well, you know who I watched it with at home, and
Who did you watch it with? I don't
my
know.
husband. He had a nightmare that night. I'm not joking.
I'm not surprised. He didn't realise he was married to
He'd
Lady
never
Ripley.
seen it. The space was so big, you felt like you had to fill it.
You had to be enormous just to
Yeah,
break away from the background.
it was so bloody cold.
It was cold.
So you were warming yourself
That
up.
you felt like, you got to do something to kind of just, make sure you were still alive, basically.
So it was a conscious choice to do them, like Silas, for example. Your character, Barrington, is so wacky, so out there. Like, I think that would be people's main takeaway from this film, is just how out there your characters are. So was that an intentional thing?
A big star of the film is the house.
Mm-hmm.
And just to come to terms with the house, you had to make yourself enormous.
Yeah.
And you had to take a step beyond the confines of the background.
Mm.
I think it's a really good script. I think that enables you to take that step. I mean, you can't just take a step beyond without some footing. And I think the script is the footing.
Almost 2 decades of living a lie, as you had wished, all ruined. Have you entirely lost your mind?
Why were we full throttle? Well, I didn't know, perhaps we always are. When we do a Charlie Steve's film.
Well, I think it was in the script as well that, the
Yeah.
script is pure melodrama, totally
is.
ridiculous. Some of the things you're coming out with.
Well,
And the drama of it all is just...
having rewatched it, I couldn't believe some of the things I actually said.
So the reason you wanted to do it was script, and
Yeah.
because we'd worked together before anyway.
Yeah.
So
And I love working with you.
Yeah, I think at the time, I'd have done any film for you, because I think you at the time, you're such a great filmmaker.
what's happened to modern day?
Well, I don't know
filming?
what you like anymore.
No, all right, because we've not worked together in a little while. All right, let's talk about the location in France, because as you say, that's a huge part of this whole movie. I mean, it's actually the reason why the movie even existed. It was the location came first, and then I wrote a script around this location and took everyone there. So what did you think of it, and how was it to work in this huge castle?
Well, to actually work in the castle was challenging because it was so cold. But the actual environment of the whole location, because it was comfortable, we had our rooms permanently on site.
Because we had a villa that was like literally a 1 minute...
In the garden.
Beside the castle. So that was perfect. Everyone would be chilling in the villa. I could come over and just be like, right, Rowena, it's your scene.
Yeah.
Once 30 seconds later, you
So
were
you'd
there.
get cold, you'd get wet, covered in blood, but you could go straight and have a warm shower.
Yeah. And
then go to bed if you wanted, or chill out.
Yeah, exactly. We filmed it from the 29th of January to the 20th of February. It was a 22-day shoot with 1 day off.
Thermals were a necessity, weren't they?
Yeah.
You didn't find the location scary at all to work in, or it was a joy to...
Some cast members did, but
The younger cast members.
But seriously,
yeah, they would get themselves spooked out every night. I mean, no. I mean, it was amazing. It was a fabulous location, and
it was a beautiful building.
Yeah.
I wasn't scared of the location. I mean, there was one night where I was after a fire scene, I was sat by the fire and I went onto FaceTime or whatever on my own, and by the end everyone had left and then the fire had died and I was just there in the pitch black, and that was a little bit creepy.
Yeah.
But I did have, and I tell this story to people, I did have a sort of a supernatural experience in the castle that I don't know if you remember, but
Yes, I
this was
remember
before
saying.
you'd got there. It was when I was preparing everything. Basically, I was just walking around the castle on my own, not one other person in the castle, and I was in a room looking around, everything fine, and beside the door was a absolutely huge, like, big cabinet with opening glass doors. And as I walked out of the room and shut the door, I heard what could only have been this cabinet go falling over, and I thought, I've stood on a wonky floorboard and I've sent that thing toppling over. So I opened the door and there was nothing. So what was the noise? So that was my only, and I told the girls that when they got there, and they were all scared of this one cabinet, and so I was probably the instigator.
Haunted cabinet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's lots of weird noises.
The House of Violent Haunted Cabinets.
I don't think it's quite got the ring to it.
No. So, what were your biggest challenges filming this movie?
The cold.
It's always the cold.
It's always, and trying to say a lot of dialogue without your teeth chattering.
There was a lot of dialogue.
There was an awful lot of dialogue.
That's all the film is just dialogue.
Dialogue.
The thing that I think thing people need to remember watching this film, which obviously is a tiny micro budget film that I funded myself, but we had the resource of this amazing castle and all these actors that I wanted to work with, like you guys. So it seemed worthwhile to go and do it. But all we really have to make this film with is a castle and people. So all we really have is dialogue. And the film tries to tell a story of, several stories of sex cults and murders and all this history, but really it can only be told because that's all we have the budget for. So
it looked fabulous, the finished product. I mean, it just looked fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, Michael's cinematography, I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah, and I think we could feel that when we were there.
And for every scene, you'd have different room, different aspect. From the attic down to the library. I mean, just it was amazing. I mean, people are hard pushed to get locations like that if they're multi-million-pound budgets.
I know. Your challenge, I thought, Rowena, was you seem to stumble into the furniture at every opportunity.
Oh, Minnie!
Hold on, you're going.
If you watch the outtakes reel, all it is it's like a montage of Final Destination style death traps where what in this shot is going to get Rowena.
I would put that down to a mixture of tiredness and feeling. I'm not very good when I'm cold, so I would put it down to that. I don't think anybody is. No, because it kind of just gets into your psyche. I was having to wear stockings. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, on that slippery floor, so every time I went near that bed, for some reason, it would get stuck.
It would grab you.
Oh my God! I've never laughed as much as. Well, Cannibal Farm was a bit,
When Rowena's on set, there's just constant laughter.
We were having fun.
We
were having fun, and that's it. I spent 22 days laughing, and that's why I work with you, Charlie.
You had nude scenes in the cold Barrington.
I did, yeah.
You were creeping around the attic in nothing but a gimp mask at one point. So
I used to run fetish clubs, and so gimp masks, suspenders, they're all kind of interesting. But also I was always into the occult. Mm-hmm. So the fact that there's a lot of occult backstory in this made my character interesting. So in fact, I love my character.
Okay, good. And what about Lady Whipley? Did you relate
I loved her as well.
I mean, every character in this film has some long love and lust
Yes.
backstory with each other.
Oh, gosh, so convoluted. I mean, watching it again, I just thought, really? Was that you were actually trying to remember who did what to, when, how? Yeah. But is there anything? I don't think I'm similar to her at all. I hope not, actually.
In fact, you're the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm her nemesis. I'm Lady Whipley's nemesis. So
Yeah, I would agree, Rowena. You are the opposite of Lady Whipley. But Barrington, I do think you brought an element into Silas, especially as the film progresses. He's such he's scary on the surface, but then he's so charming and sweet and soft when it gets into it. And he's maybe the nicest character in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think that could be quite like you, Barrington.
Yeah.
That's like you.
Because I'm very spiritual. So I'm morally very upright. I mean, I hate lies and liars and deceit and thieving and burglary and stuff like that. Although throughout my life I've done it all.
Right.
Maybe that's why
So you hate it because it was you at one point.
Yeah, possibly.
But you've kind of reformed.
I'm not sure if reform's a good word, but you come to a spiritual realization, consciousness. Consciousness is the key to existence. Without it, we live in the dark ages of selfishness. And I believe in service today. I mean, I've changed from being a really selfish person to someone who's quite a giver. And one of the most important things about giving is you give of yourself, your beliefs.
So going back to the fetish club, Barrington,
Did
you run the fetish club, or were you a performer at the fetish club?
I ran it.
And where was it?
It was in a converted pub in Stepney.
And what sort of things would go on down there?
Orgies, whipping.
So you were
bondage.
you knew all about this material when you read this. You read this script, you thought, Probably didn't even think it was weird.
So, well, I thought you knew that. That's why it was in the script.
Probably. I mean, I wrote the character specifically for you, so that was probably. I've heard your stories before of your various clubs and whatnot. So it probably was why I was writing that into Silas. Yeah.
I think you're the only director I could work with. I'll be going through my monologue and I go, cut, I'll start again. Start it again.
Yeah, I mean, I like to be very relaxed. And my thing is, if everyone's having a good time, I would hate to have my actors feel like, I need to work, I need to do this, I need to be professional. This is your playground to come and play and do as you please. Yeah, you also had a difficulty, Rowena, but only you for some reason, with these oil lamps.
Oh.
Everyone else walking around with an oil lamp.
Every so often that comes into my mind. You say to me...
The wick kept going down.
Now, whatever you do, we can't break this lamp. And that was the last thing you
I don't even think it was our lamp. I think it belonged to the castle.
I know, and it still, and it was. I was trying to put it down carefully, but it just a couple of times, yes.
Hold it there, Rowena.
Things went wrong.
But every take, when you're walking around with it, you see the glass wobbling.
Oh, shit!
Every time everyone else has got it, it's completely rigid.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
really...
it wobbled for me.
Oh, it did wobble.
Thank you, Barrington.
Yeah,
thank you.
because I kept swapping it with Esme.
But you didn't smash it like Rowena did.
When we did the doorway scene, and she kept swapping it back again because she knew it was dodgy.
I did that whole run down that spiral staircase, holding that lamp.
That is true.
It wasn't until I was trying to put it safely on the cabinet that it went.
Yeah.
So I think I did very well, really.
for the opening of the movie Barrington, I wanted to actually have some kind of flashback montage thing of these naked cult members, and I didn't know where to get naked people, so I knew Barrington would be able to get me many naked people. So
I do performance art as an entity called Dark Theatre, and I've got this core group of dancers, and they love to perform naked, so we had them at hand.
Yeah, so
we had them on tap.
I knew to go to you if I needed naked people, and you're in the middle of the scene. You didn't get to be naked, sadly, but you're in the mask. And then the reason we kind of knew that space existed was because you had filmed one of your we filmed one of your performances. There was a huge, what looked like a big giant concrete throne, all this terrifying live electronic music, while many naked people paraded around, rubbed themselves in wine and grapes, and this is Barrington's forte, really, isn't it?
Yes, right up my street.
I think nudity is like so strong, and there's a power to seeing naked people, naked images. It just feels primal, and for everyone watching Barrington's performance of The Throne, you felt like you'd been involved in some primal spiritual thing. That might sound a bit wishy-washy.
No.
There was a ritual.
Mm.
Yeah. This is a ritual from beginning to end, which I choreograph. Whether people pick up the thread of it or not, they put their own interpretation to it, and all this stuff brings up primordial instincts and energy.
On the day we did the naked people, I imagined all the naked people being in masks, a little bit eyes wide shut sort of style. I mean, lots of this script actually is inspired by, I'm a big fan of Eyes Wide Shut as a movie. I had in mind these masks I wanted to go and buy in like Poundland or somewhere. Like, we're always on an extreme budget.
You bought a whole bun.
I went into Poundland and I was looking for, these like white, just the white mask. Yeah. They didn't have them on the day, and it was like the day before, so I needed something. But what they did have was these like chimpanzee masks. So I bought all these chimpanzee masks, and I get there, I get to the set. Barrington goes, "You got the masks?" I get my bag out and I take Barrington's looking at it like, what the heck? He's not saying anything, he's just looking at it. And I was like, "Why? Do you think there's something wrong with them?" And he was like, "It's your movie." But I just knew from his response
that it was
scrap the masks. The masks. Sometimes you need an honest opinion like that, because you need masks. You get to the shop, you buy whatever's there, you just make do.
I
this
don't
is how
think that would have worked, Barrington.
No,
Barrington.
No.
Well, yeah, Barrington. The thing is, you get so, as a filmmaker, on doing as many. I do all the jobs, so it's like doing all these jobs.
Yes.
You can, but either way, I think just as a director, you can get caught up in a cloud of, there's so many different things that you've got to make sure click into place. And I just knew, right, in the script that they've got the masks, and on the day they need to have the mask. I'm in the shop, there's only a chimpanzee mask. I feel like sometimes people are watching these films and they go, I know a shop that sells these Venetian masks.
Yeah.
Great, but on the day when there's 1,000 things to do, you don't have time to go and get that specific mask. You don't have the money to go and get those types of things. And sometimes these bad choices.
Sometimes the masks go missing.
And sometimes the masks go missing, yes. Which is a whole different story for a whole different time. Yes. What was your opinion of the finished product?
I felt confused.
In what way? Confused about what?
Confused.
Because the movie's confusing.
Yeah, following the storyline. Because I actually said to my husband,
"What the hell's going on?"
I really don't remember that.
I wanted men, as many as I could have, and I wanted their breath and their sweat and every orgasmic fluid they could pump into my body.
Yeah, this is one film I don't wish my grandchildren to see.
Don't you?
Well, what am I going to say? Because obviously there's things in the dialogue that other people say that I, perhaps even though I've read the whole script a million times, you still don't, retain everything. And I said, I don't remember that. I can't believe that. But it was, look, it was luscious. It was, yes, over the top, gorgeous. You did well on the bloody costumes, considering, it's just you. And
there was actually an incident with the costumes. I had them all selected from these like international shipments or what have you. Everything was selected. I'd been taking days and days and days to carefully choose out the costumes, and then they were all set for delivery. And then it got to a day where there was a special holiday where like this company was off for 2 weeks or something like that. So then I had to order everything next day delivery, Amazon Prime, that you lot could bring over in your suitcases on the flight to France. So all the costumes were scrapped. None of the costumes were what they were meant to be. They were all last minute replacements. But considering that they were all last minute replacements, I think we pulled it off.
My one was quite good.
Yeah.
Well, I kept the red dress. I love that. And I have actually worn it for a couple of things since then, because it still fits me.
Yeah. And Barrington, what about your response to the film? Were you happy with the result?
Yeah, I think it was because I kind of understood from the script.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a vision in my head of what it was going to be like.
Mm-hmm. And
I thought you stayed true to the script.
Yeah.
And I thought it matched the vision. So I thought it was pretty good. Probably one of your best. I mean, I say that about all your films, actually.
All the ones that you're in.
Well, they're the only ones.
Not the other ones. But yeah, I mean,
it was a huge script.
Oh yeah, it was gigantic.
It was
gigantic.
gigantic.
Dialogue.
Yeah, and there was so much that it didn't actually end up in the film. One scene in particular, and I'm thinking, I know it's not in there, but I love doing that scene, one with Esme, and it's there was a lot going on in it, a lot.
You've crawled into the wrong spider's web, Damien.
Just stay back.
Can we agree on a fair punishment? My greasy little fly. Perhaps I could stab you in your throat and throw your body down a well. It's like a man once told me. Violent desires reap violent rewards.
I liked your scripts when they were wordy.
Mm-hmm.
That was like your first 5, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I've become like the opposite, really, because back when I had, as I say, complete micro budgets, like this film was just funded by me. I worked a job, saved up the money. I worked in a call center, saved up the money from the call center. I knew I had the location. I wrote the script around the location. All I had was words, and I took everyone there and made this movie happen. Like that's all there was to it. So I would write these big chunky scripts, and I do watch it and think, what was I thinking? Like to have all these different tangents and a backstory here and a twist there. But I do think, Cannibal Farm that we made before this, I think does that to a negative effect. And in my re-edit of Cannibal Farm, I have stripped away all of the needless side tangents, which just made it foggy. Yeah. Whereas with House of Violent Desire, it works in its favour a lot more. And this film's been seen actually by basically nobody. Like it is a film that, I mean, that's a major disappointment for me, but that's part of why.
Because isn't it one of your, it was, I think, whether you said it or, this is a film close to your heart,
Yeah, well, when it went to the distributors, I said to them, it's called The House of Violent Desire. It's 2 hours long. You're not changing it. You're not making me, they said, cut it down, as they do, cut it down to 85 minutes. And they would call it probably 50 Shades of Lady Whipley or whatever they want to call it, They'd give it a more marketable name. And I didn't want any of that.
No.
I don't know if that contributed to it being really going nowhere, or just, some of these things just don't catch on. The distribution is, you only get the quality of distribution you get when you're making a micro budget movie. So it felt like it wasn't seen by really many people, but the good thing is movies are forever. So we can, here we are today, it's 8 years later or 7 years later, and we're hopefully going to bring some new eyes to the movie and give people a bit more insight into what we did. Because I do actually quite like the film. I think when I first edited it, when I first got to the end, bear in mind, I edited this thing for 6 months.
Yeah, it was a killer.
Just like full time, like I was not as fast at editing back then. Now that I do this as a living, and it's like shoot, edit, write, shoot, edit, and I can get things done very quickly. But back when you're still exploring, like I was with this edit, it took me 6 months. Got to the end of the 6 months, and I hit play and I watched this 2 hour thing, and I was just, what even is this? That was my first reaction. Just people talking a load of nonsense. I was like, what is this movie? But it is uniquely something that I guess only I could make. So
all these dark secrets that is going on in this one place. It's just like,
yeah. I mean, if I had the money, what I'd really like to do, what I really would like to have done, is tell the story that they're talking about, because they talk in this film about the past.
Yeah.
If I had the money, I would love to have made the film of the past, where you see the sex cults there. Even if it had been like 1 or 2 scenes where suddenly we're back in the old times.
I do like a flashback.
Well, it could have been a thing where even like in modern times, Lady Whipley walks into the ballroom and there's the sex cult.
Oh, okay.
Something like that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
But then we'd have to have flown 20 additional people over to France to come and be in the movie. So it just, you're so limited with what you can do. You're really just using a script and imagination. But now I cut the scripts way down. I try and be a bit more commercial, slick, cut all the fat. Still, there's a bit of fat. There's always a bit of fat. But, try and just make it very slick. And I make much shorter films. They're always coming in at like 80 minutes. Whereas in the beginning, I wanted to make them big and expansive, with all of these plots. Yes,
because I mean, it's like, the storyline, when it's a very, lots of ins and outs, and that when you've got that amount of dialogue and a long film, it's hard to, for the average viewer and me, to actually kind of like retain all the bits. But it's that's interesting. I look forward to your new style.
Yeah. What made you trust a 22-year-old to go and spend 23 days in France, learn this huge script?
Instinct. You had it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people have it, some don't. You had it. You had a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that right from the first film I ever did for you.
Because we met when I was 19, I think, at film school.
He was at film school, I wasn't.
Yeah, I was.
Did you audition for
Yeah.
this film? Oh my God, that's how you met.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Do you remember your audition with me?
Yeah. I sat you down, you were sitting behind a desk.
There was only me, by the way. Nobody else was there.
I just got a part in a film where I played like an evil entity that had been burnt. And I wrote, to get me into character for this film I was doing, I wrote a poem. So I said to Charlie, can I sit down? I just pulled up a chair and sat dead in front of him. And I just recited this poem that I'd written about the power of the darkness and that I was going to eat your flesh. And
He crawled over. He was crawling over the table, staring into my eyes.
No.
And I go to him at the end because I always ask some questions. You know, it's on the subject of Satanism, because the short film was he was playing a Satanist. Barrington goes, I am a Satanist. I am a leader of a satanic cult. I'm there, okay. You've got the role.
You've got the job.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, who else? Who else
No,
is it going
I
to go
know.
to?
Yeah. But a lovely person with it. It might be a leader of a satanic cult, but what a lovely person.
Yeah, but I've done it.
Yeah.
So to find out, I think everybody has to do everything in life twice. You do it the first time to see if you like it. You do it the second time to see if you were sure or not. But you do everything.
And
I've done it all.
You've even told me at the time that you were friends with the devil at one point.
I summoned the devil and he came. I lived in this house. That was really a haunted house.
Mm.
And it had this like dining table as big as that, all black furniture, carved chandelier. And we held a seance in one house and they said, don't go to that, don't do it in that house, because we told them we were going to do it in this house. But anyway, we did it. It was in the 60s, everyone was on drugs. And so we started doing this seance. And then like all night, nothing happening. We had an audience. The drugs were wearing off. And then suddenly I was so angry that nothing had happened. I was willing this chandelier, this huge chandelier, to come crashing down and come through the table. And suddenly this guitarist somersaulted, like the chairs were huge mahogany carved chairs. He suddenly somersaulted out, landed in the middle of the table, just where the chandelier would have been, spun round, like a bit like The Exorcist,
Yeah.
spun round and said to me, "Oh, don't do that again, man."
Oh my God.
But it was then that I knew that there was no big demon going to come when the devil came. It was an energy.
Yeah.
And then I could conjure the devil whenever I wanted. I'd just strap a thing over a chandelier and go zoom, and he'd be there. This dark energy. And I could do telekinesis. I could move objects.
Wow.
There was this girl. She was really annoying me one day. She's standing in the corner of my room, giving it all that. And I just went, psh, and this wooden statue flew across the room and hit her on the head. She said to me, you did that, and ran out. And of course I'd done it. The devil had done it.
Yeah.
We're vibrational beings. Everything is vibration.
Mm.
You know what cancer cures are going to be tomorrow?
Mm.
You go and sit in a room and they play a vibration. They play a harmony and it will cure you of cancer. This physical body that we've got is an illusion. The reality is I could put my hand right through that. But because we're living in this illusion, that's not happening.
Mm.
But tomorrow it will be.
Well, bringing it back to House of Violent Desire. So this film had quite a big cast. It's quite a big ensemble. There was 9 of us all down in France. As you said earlier, we were all staying together. What was that like, as opposed to doing a smaller thing? Or usually you come in, there's 2 people on set, 3 people on set as a partner. But some days we had scenes where all of us were in the rooms together.
I loved it. It was like being on holiday all together, wasn't it? And then your lovely auntie, she
cooking.
She was wonderful.
Your mum was there.
Yes,
My
and
mum,
your mum.
Auntie did one half, Mum did the second half.
Mum
And they were
My
kind
mother
of...
was in the scene.
She was.
Yes,
I killed Mum off.
You did.
She's the
You
maid
did.
with the slit wrists.
Oh.
But they kind of they were having a bit of a competition because Mum wanted to she heard how nice Auntie's food was. So Mum had to make sure that her food was even nicer.
A lot of us to feed. I mean,
And we ate a lot.
Yeah, and we ate a lot. And I've got to say, I did love sitting around the table together every
Yeah, that
night.
was nice.
It was really nice because it was, I don't know, for some of us... Camaraderie, it was. And if you don't come from a big family, I've got my own big family now, but it's kind of like that feeling of everybody doing something creative together, and just, you know, having a glass of wine and great food. I mean, and you're in France. Loved it.
There was always a big box of wine. We got through a box a day. There was a lot of wine. One day we were just completely hungover all day trying to shoot.
The sun,
not you.
No, not me, and not me much either. I did have a bit, but not much. But the one thing that kind of like, I used to wait for it every night because they'd start drinking the red wine, and then throughout the evening, everybody would sort of get a bit of, you know, more kind of away with the fairies a bit, and then everybody's teeth would go purple from the wine. Yeah. And it was just like, and then you all kind of got this weird, deathly, hallowed look about you. And that's when I'd leave and go to bed.
Probably a good idea. I mean, I remember one day I came back from, maybe it was like a day off the next day. I came off set to come and get people over from the villa over to the castle. I come in, right, all the empty wine glasses. There's all these wet footprints leading from the swimming pool. Bear in mind it was February in France and freezing cold. All these wet footprints going from the swimming pool through the villa. And I just knew everyone had gotten drunk, got in that swimming pool. Yeah. Absolute shenanigans going on. And something I learned from both of you on that film, especially like with a big ensemble. On day one, as I say, you've got 9 people all round the table, drinking wine, having a good time, full energy. Well, Barrington would be there, just, you know, at one level, going about his business, drinking his latte, and everyone else is having real fun, lovely time, shouting and screaming. Barrington keeping cool, Rowena keeping, you know, a little bit more subdued. And you're thinking, you know, we're all having a good time. Are they having as good a time as us? You know, you kind of hope so. Yeah. By the middle, all the youngsters, they were kind of over it. They'd filming starts, you know, filming is really tiring work. Filming starts to tire them out, and they're not the energy level. And by the end, you two had sustained an energy level completely the same all the way through. You had like this stamina all the way through, whereas all the youngsters had come in full throttle, messing around, excited, giving it their all. By the end, they were knackered. They were absolutely, you know, they were. And I thought, stamina, like you guys had stamina all the way through, which is what you need if you're doing a 22-day shoot.
You have to.
It's going to take it out.
Well, we didn't burn out.
We didn't burn out, no.
That's the experience.
I mean, I suppose that's the beauty of working with older actors, is that they've been there, done that. You know,
they've done the raving.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, you just want to do a good job.
So if, let's say, someone's watching this who was themselves going out there to make a micro-budget feature, I mean, this is the thing, how do you even get started in filmmaking if you're like me, you don't know anyone, you don't have connections, you don't have money? What do you guys have any advice, having gone through this experience, that you would want to give to a micro-budget filmmaker looking to go out there?
I think David Lynch had the best advice. Mm-hmm. Just buy a camera. And you learn by your mistakes, just what you did.
This is the
it's
thing.
the only way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I feel like you can end up leaving a trail of mistakes behind. Like, you want to put yourself out there as I'm a filmmaker and I want you to hire me and this is my job, this is my career. But to leave this sort of like trail of films where you were learning and you had no money, it feels like, I mean, maybe this is something that's been all the way through filmmaking, but you look at, certainly for me as a teenager anyway, I looked at filmmakers I admired like David Lynch. You look at Eraserhead, wow, that's a classic. He made a classic right out of the gate. You know.
But I mean, I think when it came out, you know, there was the camp that just said this is, you know, rubbish, blah blah blah, you know, and it's just
it was written off.
Yeah, so it's...
He just stuck to his guns.
You have to stay true to yourself and not worry about the mistakes you make along the way.
I think there's no such thing as a mistake.
No.
It's an experience. It's a learning curve.
I mean, I think I've made now 19 or 20 features, and this one was my second. So I've done a lot more, and I feel like I learn they are always learning experiences. You don't know where the new
You're never
lesson.
going to stop learning.
You're never going to be. You get out of that idea that you're going to be a master of it at some point. Like even when a film goes bad, I mean, it's horrible and traumatic, but you've learnt so much.
Yeah, but it's like as actors, you might think you're really proud of a performance or something in something. Some people love it, some people hate it. I mean, it's sort of hard to take sometimes, but if you believe in what you're doing, Johnny, and you have the most fantastic drive and ambition. I mean, that's why I work with you, because that's what draws me to you. I mean, I didn't know you. We just met, didn't we? But you can tell that you've got something really going on there. And that's more important than don't procrastinate, just do it.
You can't wait for money, you can't wait for visions, you can't wait for ideas.
Yeah, I mean, if there is anything we can say about the films we've made together, is at least we did just go out and just do it. Nothing ever has held us back, even when we had no money whatsoever. Just went out and did the best we could with whatever we had. And people can dislike the film or people can like the film.
Well, once we've made the film, it's not up to us what people think of it. It's out there.
Exactly.
It's out there.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you make it, you put it out there, and you forget it.
You just let go.
Let go. Doesn't matter if it was good, bad. If you like it, you dislike it.
Next.
Yeah, and I think if you're really truly a voice who it could have the chance of one day making unique and original cinema, don't listen to anyone's advice. Just do it your way, no matter what. That's what I think is my advice to people. My advice is don't listen to advice. Do not take advice is my advice.
And you've asked me to give some.
Yeah. It was a trick question, Barrington.
Yeah.